We begin with our focus on Zohran Mamdani's political clout. It is on the rise. The mayor of New York City has further cemented his hold over the Democratic voter base after candidates he endorsed secured a clean sweep in the Democratic primaries. The city of New York, also known as the Big Apple, it has long been a Democratic stronghold. But Mamdani has helped spark a socialist wave in the very city that is considered a global hub of capitalism. Mamdani endorsed 3 candidates, and all of them defeated established Democratic heavyweights in their respective districts. Israel's war in Gaza remained a key issue in all 3 campaigns. First up is former New York City Comptroller Brad Lander. He defeated Representative Dan Goldman. Lander has accused Israel of committing genocide, while Goldman, a 2-term incumbent, was backed by pro-Israel groups. Next is Claire Valdez, who defeated Antonio Reynoso in the 7th district. Valdez, a staunch critic of Israel, even accused Reynoso of being funded and backed by pro-Israel groups. The third Mamdani-backed candidate, Daria Liza Avila Chevalier, has taken part in pro-Palestinian protests at Columbia University. She even won her race for New York's 13th district, defeating 5-term incumbent Adriano Espaillat. Now, speaking at a campaign event, Zohran Mamdani vowed to revive the central ideas that, according to him, once defined the Democratic Party. He said it is now time to bring back notions such as freedom from want, freedom from fear, and freedom of worship.
You remember the words of freedom from want, freedom from fear, freedom of worship. You remember so much of this that used to be at the central, really part of what it was to be a Democrat. It's time to bring some of those notions back so that working people can look at this party, see themselves, see their struggles, see their focuses. All of the candidates here have been doing that work, and I'm so excited to be supporting them.
Mamdani became mayor of New York City this January, remembered, riding a wave of support for his democratic socialist policies. He has now earned a reputation as a kingmaker as well within the Democratic Party. His rise within the Democratic camp is being viewed as a key flashpoint ahead of November's midterm elections. For more on this, our correspondent Susan Terani is joining us live on the broadcast from New York. Susan, welcome to the broadcast. How did a democratic socialist become a kingmaker in the very city that calls itself the global hub of capitalism?
Yeah, it does call itself the global hub of capitalism because of Wall Street, but New Yorkers have been leaning progressively left for some time now. Not only is New York a blue state, but New York City has really been leaning in that direction. And we just saw the culmination of that, not only with Zohran Mamdani as mayor, but then these candidates also really signaling that Mamdani's influence in the Democrat Party goes far beyond New York and could likely go all the way on Capitol Hill. This was a huge disappointment for moderate Democrats who had tried to look for some kind of messaging, but it really shows that Americans right now are concerned about cost of living. They want a candidate that will support the working class. These are individuals who have done everything right, have leaned Democrat for most of their lives, but see that their traditional lawmakers aren't really protecting them or standing up for them. And so they continue to move so much to the left. Now, this is New York, like I said, a historically blue state. But come November, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not even those moderate Democrats will inherit this messaging of these progressive and socialist Democrats in order to try to gain more votes and flip the House and possibly the Senate. But one thing is for clear, the old Democratic Party is in a lot of trouble right now, as was the old Republican Party when Donald Trump came into the foray. Remember that. So very similar in a lot of ways, very different in terms of policy. But it is a wake-up call, notably for Democrats and, of course, for Republicans as well.
Susan, considering Zohran Mamdani's reach, do you think his ability to appeal the crowd will eventually alter the power structure within the Democratic Party as well?
We'll have to wait and see. Like I mentioned, his grip on the Democratic Party now we know goes far beyond the mayoral race here in New York City. It wasn't a one-off. He is going to have supporters in Congress now should these individuals move and win in November. But like I said, it'll be very interesting to see whether or not other Democrats, more moderate Democrats and traditional Democrats, are going to inherit the same messaging as Mamdani and these candidates had, notably on foreign policy. A lot of these individuals were very critical, for example, of Israel. That is so new and nuanced here in New York, considering the fact that New York is one of the cities in America that has the most concentration and highest population of Jewish individuals in all of the country. So, in terms of foreign policy, in terms of how they want to address the working class people, if they inherit this messaging, then I think we're going to see this brand of progressive democratic socialism really have a foothold, not only in different cities, but on the national front as well. And this is going to be a nightmare for the Republicans, I can say that.
Indeed, Susan, it's very interesting to see how the Israeli occupation in Gaza is now affecting New York as well and shaping the dynamics of the leadership there. Thank you for coming and sharing your insights.